What's going on, guys? TKD123 back a video, and today we're going to discuss a pretty heavy topic, right? The extremely well-renowned music artist Prince died last week, and I just wanted to make a quick facts video just in case you guys get a little reminiscent. If you guys knew the Prince's music, if you didn't, just a video on some cool facts I learned about him through my research about Prince. He was actually 5'2". There's a lot of music videos and pictures of Prince, and I assumed that he was pretty tall. Like, he looked like 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 6'2", 6'1", but he seemed like a tall dude. But he was actually 5'2". He was pretty short. So I guess he wore a lot of shoes that had platforms on them, or just a lot of just he just seemed 6 foot, and he wasn't at all. He was only 5'2". There was also a time in Prince's life when he was poor, and since he was poor, he couldn't afford food, right? So there would be times that he would walk to McDonald's and just sit outside and just smell the food because he couldn't afford it. He was that hungry that he would he would resolve to just having to smell the food outside of McDonald's. So yeah, he was also set to feature in Michael Jackson's Bad, but through some altercations or whatever it was, he was not featured on the track. I feel like that would be kind of dope to have a Michael Jackson's Bad version featuring Prince. Obviously there were two big icons at the time. I prefer Michael Jackson, a little bit for Prince, right? Prince has some good tracks, but I wasn't really, that big of a fan, and I was still not really, as a big of a fan as Prince as I am of Michael Jackson. But that would have been pretty cool if he featured in that track. Prince was a father for about a week. Yeah, he had a son, and that son, had suffered from health altercations and died a week later. Very, very sad, unfortunate. I actually had no idea that he was a father of any of that. But yeah, he had a son, and he died a week later. And if my phone keeps blowing up, I swear to God. Alright, we're just gonna put on that Do Not Disturb on the Mac and the phone real quick. And our next fact about Prince was that he was called Skipper as a young boy. Not really sure why. Maybe he skipped a lot. Maybe he skipped school a lot. Maybe he had hops. I don't know. But he was called Skipper back in the day in his youth. There are many accounts that people can test to this fact, but he would stay awake for days on end in the studio when he was making an album or doing any sort of project or EP. He would stay in the studio. He would not leave. He would sleep there, eat there, shit there, whatever. He would just stay in the studio, and there were people that have came out and said that, like, he would go borderline insane. He would go a little bit psychotic and a little bit loose, a lot of loose screws in the brain of Prince. But yeah, there he would spend multiple days in the studio dedicated to the craft and really making good music, which he did. I mean, he definitely sought out what he was trying to achieve, and those late nights in the studio probably were to blame for that. Speaking of his music, he was also a self-taught musician and producer. He had no help, at least that we can see in at least what I can see in the research. He didn't really he just had music artists that he looked up to, people in music that he could derive from and learn from as he learned how to be a musician and a music producer. He self-taught that all himself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a teacher per se to do music. You know what I'm saying? And that's especially true in this day and age where we have all this technology, all this power at our reach that we can create digital content. And for him to be doing that back in the day, when we didn't have this, and when we didn't have it where it was so easy, like that's something to definitely attest to. Prince also created an alter ego of himself, known as Camille, I believe is how you say it, and it was the girl version of him. I'm not sure if he was gay or anything like that, or if he was bisexual. I'm not here trying to say that he was or wasn't. Obviously, I don't know personally, but yeah, he had an alter ego for himself named Camille. I guess we'll pronounce it that way. And he actually once recorded an entire album using her persona, right? But scrapped it, for reasons I don't know why. And he also was he wanted to and aspired to make a movie on Camille, and I forgot what the actual plot was. I think it was, where I believe, if I remember correctly, it would be, Prince as himself, as a man, and then it would also be Camille, and I believe, it was a movie about those two egos in conflict or something along those lines. Don't take that with a grain of salt, but he did have an alter ego of himself that was a woman, and her name was Camille. And lastly, he was the man behind the hit Tim Burton's Batman soundtrack. He curated and mixed all of those tracks you hear on Tim Burton's Batman, and that was something that I found really interesting, because since that specific Batman by Tim Burton was Tim Burton, sorry, was has been well regarded in the past as being one of the Hallmark Batman movies, next to, of course, the Christian Bale movies, etc. They always, look back at the Tim Burton one as one of those that was extraordinary and changed, the movie industry, especially, superhero movies as a whole. So, yeah, if you ever, watch that movie again, just know that, your boy Prince was the one that created the soundtrack for it. And that's all I got for you today about facts about Prince. Obviously, it's very sad. We lost, a key person in music, and I wasn't really, the biggest fan of Prince. I liked, hearing there some of the songs, but I wasn't really, a big fan. And just I pay my respects with this video. Prince, rest in peace, man. Thank you for all you've done for music, etc., all that good stuff. And I hope your music lives on and never dies. And that's on that note. That's all I gotta say about the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you guys enjoyed, please, in the description below, you can like, subscribe, and also you can find me on my various media accounts in the links below. You can find my Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff, where you can connect with me, interact with me, And also in the comments below, think about some other artists that you would like to know about, any cool, interesting facts that you would want me to do a video on. And as always, I got you.